one of the most talented men in showbiz.
Thank you, Susanna.
It's not you, Piers.
Oh.
This one has actually been honoured. He has an MBE. And as we know, you are lacking in that department.
What are you exactly? You're still...
I don't complain about it.
You just did. I mean, you're plain Susanna Reid.
Yes,
from
I
Croydon,
like being
right?
plain
You're nothing.
Susanna Reid
You're not an
from
MBE
Croydon.
either. So
No.
don't start putting the honours card with me.
I'm not worried.
There are three of us on this screen right now, and only one of us has got an honour.
John Barrowman's taking over from Jason Gardner as a judge on Dancing on Ice. But John, I'd just like to point out it's the 10th of September, so can you just be gentle with your Christmas announcement?
No problem.
How are you this morning, John Barrowman, MBE?
I'm very good. How are you guys? Good morning.
Very
good morning. And
good.
I'm happy to talk to the plain people there, Piers, on the panel. Don't worry.
I wouldn't mind, but having someone with your accent boasting about their honour when I remain unhonoured, that hurts.
Well, the thing is, I may speak this way, but I'm actually, British, born in Glasgow. And obviously the government and the Queen thought I was deserving of the honour, so I got it.
Can you still do a Glaswegian accent?
Or not? I can do it, but when you make it sound like I'm an animal in the zoo and I should perform for you like that.
Well, it is telly.
John, you're a very smart, wise guy in many ways. What do you make of this Brexit farce that's enveloping our country?
I think that we should be able to vote again on it. That's just my personal opinion. And I think that, there's possibly some good things to leaving, but there's also some bad things. And I think that some of the things that we were told were not the truth. And I think it should be put back to the people to decide if we really want to do it or if we don't want to do it. And if we decide with another vote that we've to leave, then we do leave. And if they decide with another vote when they have...
What happens if it comes back 52-48, Remain next time? Then what?
Well, then we remain, but we make sure that we're told the truth about what will happen if we remain and the truth about what will happen
but here's the problem with
we
that.
leave.
Here's the problem with that, though.
What?
Nobody really knows. We had all these projections after... I always mention this. Let's go back 20 years to the Euro debate.
Yep.
We were told if we didn't enter the Euro, it would be a disaster. It wasn't. We were told in 2016, if we take a vote to leave, within weeks of that decision, there would be a recession and 800,000 job losses. That never happened. So now we're being told if we leave with no deal, by the same people, by the way, the same experts, it'll be a disaster. But we don't really know. So when you say, as many people I know share your view, when you say, at least now we would be voting with clarity and understanding, I don't think there is any clarity or understanding. It's all guesswork. It's all, we think it's going to be bad or we think it's going to be great.
Piers, I totally agree with you on that. And the thing is that if we do go and it doesn't go well, let's say they're right, we can't come back. That's the problem.
Why not?
But if we stay... I don't have that answer. If I did, I'd be running the country.
No, but the truth is we can always reverse things. I mean, I've always felt... I'm sorry to go on about Brexit, but it's the one thing everyone's talking about.
No, it's OK.
No,
and you are... you're one of the smarter entertainment types I know, so I'm interested in your view. And that's not necessarily a compliment, by the way. But but I just feel like there's no way through this until or if we actually try Brexit and we see if it works or not. In other words, the proof ultimately would be in the pudding. In other words, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we just rewind and it takes a bit of time and it's painful. But I don't see any other way that this debate ends without actually trying.
It will be... and if that does happen, and if we go forward, there will be a very, I think, again, this is my opinion, not this with statistics, I think it'll be a bit of a rough road because the country will be divided and the country will be split on opinions on everything. And it will open, it's kind of what we're facing here in the States at the moment. It opens up the floodgates for people to behave very differently than respectfully to each other.
Well, everyone's lost their minds, haven't they? I mean, in America, and I've got a place in LA, I go there all the time. It's exactly the same thing there with the Trump circus. But I always say to my American friends, rather than howling into the wind all day long about what a monster he is, defeat him at the ballot box. Actually, democracy in America, in America and Britain works. there are checks and balances.
Right, but
there's a democratic system. And you have to abide by it. That's why my issue with Brexit is, if you don't honour the referendum result, actually what you're saying is democracy no longer exists in this country, I think.
Right, Piers, but you're right in saying that. However, in the States, the problem we're running into at the moment, the Republican Party are actually taking away the preliminary voting periods now for candidates who want to run against Trump in the Republican Party. So basically, technically, they're taking the votes away from the people. So what you're saying is great in theory, but what actually happens is not that, because the parties then tend to do things that will work for themselves and make their political gains work rather than allowing the people to vote on it. They manipulate the vote.
I'm a bit more cynical than you. I'm a bit more cynical than you. I think political parties have always worked for themselves. I think most politicians work for themselves. And I think that, you know, here we've got Theresa May's resignation on us yesterday. She said, I'm not going to reward all the cronies. She's rewarded all the cronies. There's something inherently wrong with all the systems, right? But ultimately, they're still better than most countries.
John, I wonder if I can ask you a question.
We're very lucky. We're very lucky.
Yeah. John, can I ask you a question about something else which is dividing the country straight down the middle? And that is whether James Bond should be a woman. You said around the time of Doctor Who, why shouldn't Doctor Who be played by a woman? Now, do you feel the same about James Bond, or are you as irate about the idea as my good friend here?
I don't think I'm as irate about it as he is, but I understand why some men and some women would be irate about it. But for me, I think that, like you just said, Piers, give it a chance. Don't, let it happen. See what happens.
No.
Because we can't say that the brand is going to be... No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Find
eat
your
own pudding here.
If you want a female Bond, go and create one.
You cannot say that way with one thing, and then when this happens, you can't say it can't happen because I don't like it.
I can. I'll tell you why I can.
You can say it, but
I'll tell you
could
why
still
I can,
happen.
Mr. Barrowman, because we did a vote on this show yesterday. We actually did a democratic poll. Tens of thousands responded, and right now I believe it's like 86% agree with me. That is a democratic vote.
They say no.
Right? They do not want it.
Just because you're in the 14% doesn't mean you're wrong.
Actually, in elections, it does mean you're wrong.
That's right.
It means you lose.
It means we have an opinion.
Thank you.
We can have an opinion,
means you lose.
But if Bond...
John.
Listen, if Bond stays a man or as a woman, I'll still go see the movies.
Good.
If they try and make James Bond a woman, I will never go to another 007 movie as long as I live. James Bond was created by Ian Fleming as a man. He's always been a man. He should always be a man, right? And it's not happening. Otherwise, I want Bridget Jones to be Brian Jones, right? I want Cinderella to be called
Prince
Dennis. Cinderfella.
Well, Piers, I have the perfect pair of high heels that I could wear to play Cinderfella, so I'm all for it.
We've got one last question for you, and that is...
Yes.
Is it beginning to feel a lot like Christmas?
I'm announcing on here today that I will be doing a Christmas tour, and the tour will start in end of November. However, if you, at 8 o'clock today, we're going to go live. If you go to my social media sites and you follow the links, copy and paste, or hit on them, you can go pre-order a copy of the album, and you will also be able to pre-order let's say, a space for pre-ordering tickets for the concert tour, which will go on sale on September 20th.
That is one of the best.
At 8 o'clock today, it's a big deal.
That's one of the best and most detailed plugs I've ever allowed anyone to do on this show. Congratulations, Mr. Barrowman.
Really
but actually, I look forward to the album.
I appreciate it.
I need the temperatures to go a little cooler before I start thinking about Christmas.
Freezing in the studio
We've whetted people's appetite. John Barrowman, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
I'll come over and I'll blow on you and cool you down.
I thought you'd never offer.
That might warm up. John Barrowman, thanks very much. Good luck with Dancing on Ice.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Yeah.